Hey guys, welcome to Kipoerneke's Corner. I'm back over in Watcher of Realms at the moment, and I'm gonna just do some daily stuff and things like that. I'm not gonna be in very long because it is 12:35. I'm later even than usual getting in. So, all right, we got 35 stamina from Hyperion, and then I'll go and do the auto fight over here for the basic trial, which we've completed the basic trial. So. That's all fine and well, right? Start this, and then looks like it's this trial of piercers over here. I have no idea when I last did this, how things may have changed since then, or anything like that. I can have a look and see what does this look like even? Okay, uh, it's been so long. I actually don't remember doing this at all. It looks like we have three, four, five, maybe five platforms. There are five ground enemies and two soul shards to defend on this trial. I wonder if what stage 9 looks like. Okay, all right. I do remember stage 9. That was pretty recently. Okay, in that case, stage 10. Maybe I haven't tried stage 10 yet. I'm not sure. I don't know if I have. I should have enough defenders to block both of these. Yeah, I'm not sure. This may go terribly. We've got the queen spider here. She has spin threads, uses spider webs to fetter a random target, makes the target unable to attack. Acidic venom inflicts poison on a random target. And then control immunity just means that she's immune to the crowd control effects except for slow. She's the queen of the underground spiders. Then we have armored Zorak and poisonous eggs that hatch and fallen Templars in this map. So I doubt that I'll do particularly well here. Looks like they recommend 583,680 BP. We have 335,388 with the current team. It looks like I do have gear on all of the guys. That's promising, right? I have some guys that at some point I should work on leveling up in this group. I think who is it, Talon? I think that's the name of this one. Probably ought to get, I guess it's a her, leveled up. Tizira, that's the name, Tizira. Okay, so Tizira probably could use some leveling up. You know what I think? I think before we try this, I'll go and do a summon, because I haven't done my daily summon yet, and I may as well do that. Hey, Realm Ruler, how you doing, man? So first, let's claim this background fight rewards here, which we get 150 XP potions and 10 shelter insignia 3s for. And then I shall go and do a summon for today. How about that? We got the Invocation of Spirits. Let's use one and see what happens. And we got Rumnose, the 2-star defender. This cheeky goblin can't stay out of the drink. When healthy, he's mighty hard to take down. Excellent. We got our Perform 1 summon update there. We got Clear Any Stages 5 times today, which gives us 1 stamina potion sample. Spend 100 stamina today gives us 1 more of those stamina potion samples. Performing 1 summon gives us 2 4-star psychic power shards. Participating in the arena 1 time gives us 5 quick clear tickets. Obtaining a chest from Hyperion gives us 10,000 gold. And clearing faction trial on any difficulty level 1 time gives us 10,000 more gold. Pretty good little haul there. We also have Gold Dragon Pass stuff to claim over here in the daily quests. We've got participate in the arena 1 time for 200 gold dragon coins. And then clearing any stage 5 times today gives us another 200 gold dragon coins. Let's see, I don't think there's anything in the black market that I'm interested in right now. So you know what I can do though? I may go refresh his wares a little bit and see if he brings me something new and different and fun, like rare summoning pistols. We like those. I'm not interested in any of these things, so we'll go with refresh number 2. Not especially interested in those either, so here's refresh number 3 of the free variety. I don't like any of that either. I'm willing to use some gold if I need to. I'm not sure if I want to, but perhaps. For now, though, it's 12:40, and I may end up being here a little after 1, so we'll have one more refreshed that way. So, hey, may as well not get too crazy over there. All right, so over in the shop window, we've got a few rewards. We got the daily luck under time limited offers, which gives us 20 diamonds, 40,000 gold, and 100 stamina, followed by the W Gold shop, where we can get 30 stamina. And then in the regular bundle down here on the left side, daily free offer, we get 30 more stamina. Very nice. That ought to give me a little bit to work with here. I will go to the Mystery of Artifact, where I'm already ranked number 5 currently, and send out some auto fights. Let's see here. What are we at? We're at looks like 642 points. We're gonna need 1,000 points before we can get to the next reward on this meter here. So we're a good ways away from that, but I think that's very attainable soon. And we have 3 days and 1 hour left on it, so we should be able to get a good ways onto that bar, through that bar. Okay, next, what have we? I think I should come over to this faction trial area and go to the trial of the piercers once more. We'll go to the fight window and look this over. How bad off are my folks, and what do I really need here, I wonder, in order to make this possible? Right now, probably, if not impossible, close to it, with a BP that much lower than the suggested. Hey, Rubian, how you doing, man? What does it mean? Rome Ruler says, hey, Rubian, good to see you, Deckard Cain style. So what is Deckard Cain? What does that mean? Is that are we referencing a certain speech pattern? All right, we have Theowin, Sandy, and that girl there, whose name I can't recall, Esme maybe, who all need leveled up still, because none of them are maxed out. Even the ones that are at max level may not really be at max level. They may be at like level 50 and they can't go higher because of stars or something like that. Ah, Realm Ruler says Diablo 2. I only played Diablo 1 and it was pretty... Well, okay, that's not true. I played Diablo 1 and then I played Diablo... Is it 4? The most recent one that came out. This is terrible. Diablo 1 was like... I have trouble, as I think you guys know, like differentiating things on a screen if they're very similarly colored. And so Diablo 1 was like virtually unplayable because there wasn't enough contrast for me to really differentiate things on the screen. So yeah, didn't do the Diablo 1, and then Diablo 4 was just easy mode. All right, now let's see here. I think I'm just gonna see what we're up against in here. I'm just gonna go with this as is and have a look at what's going on. Yeah, I know I'm gonna die. It's fine. I just want to see what's happening. Okay, deploy 10 heroes from the Star Piercers, have to have the soul core intact. None of those things are going to actually happen. What I'm actually going to do is die. But for now, let's just kind of see the way this plays out so that we know the order things are happening. Now, this girl can be on the ground or on the platforms. So I think I'll stick her here for the moment, and then maybe her there, and then we'll have to put somebody. Oh, this is interesting. Maybe I'll go ahead and put her. You know what? That's probably not the best position for her, is it? What if we put her down here? We have a couple of healers. So, who would need more healing, I wonder? Her or whoever I throw at the bottom? Whoever I throw at the bottom, I guess has to be Apsan, right? Because he's the only one who can block things down there. So we can put Nisandi maybe here. No, not here. It would be here. And then it doesn't really matter because they're going to just waltz on through like nobody's business. But that's okay. This is just a test. Don't try this at home, kids. Who else do I have? I've got this Theowen guy. We've had a lot of luck with him. Okay, so first thing we can see is that we get overwhelmed in sheer numbers very quickly, meaning we either have to have more round guys, which we don't, or we have to get some DPS on the situation fairly quickly. Rubian says, are you colorblind? Not exactly, no. I can see colors. I don't know how to describe it. I have to have a lot of, there's a couple different weird things about my vision. I have to have a lot of contrast to see something. But also like 3D, I can't see 3D on a 2D thing, right? So I can't see 3D pictures. I can't see like if it's a 3D movie and I go to one of those, then I get a headache within a minute or two after starting to watch it. I can't play Tomb Raider. Um, I it just gives me a headache very quickly. I can't. I don't know. It's very. I guess it's strange. If you get those, like you have these 3D images that people used to look at all the time. It was a big deal in the 90s, where they would have like this picture, and it's supposed to be if you stare at it a certain amount of time, then you're supposed to see some kind of an image appear. I can't do that. I can't see a lot of optical illusions. Um, so I'm not really sure exactly what it's called. All I know is um, I can't really function in those sorts of things. So yeah, it's weird. All right, let's see here. We go to complete. Oh, Arubian says love Talon in there. Or Livian is always good. Do I have? I think that Livian is not. Oh, Livian is available. Livian is right there. Coolio. Well, then in that case, I can take out Esme. I think that's her name. And then I can throw in a Rivian. That'll give me another blocker up top. So if I did that, then I could still keep Nisandi there, probably. And then we could do like a Talon Apsan combo with the other girl, Livian, on the bottom sections. That's a possibility. I actually didn't see her. That's another thing about me. Like, I don't really notice visual things at all very well. It's difficult to see them, and so like if I just glance over, then I can't really see things. I have to like focus on each thing to be able to discern what it is, if that makes sense. I don't know. It's weird. Okay, so here we are. We've got Livian, yes. And okay. Let's have a look at this and see what happens if I have two guys up there. Will that matter at all? Who can I stick up there that's going to do enough DPS, even with the two of them, to do any good? I don't know. Let's find out. If we put Talon out here, and then we can put Apsan behind Talon. Now, I don't know if this is actually the best arrangement or not. I've forgotten the details about both of those characters, so that's unfortunate. I do think I want to get her out soon. I'll stick Miss Sandy out first. I think that's your name. But then we can put Idro back down there as she was before. Now what I would need probably is some DPS up here. I don't know if this is the right one or not, but we're gonna go with it. As to the Spider Queen, she's gonna be an issue. We can put Brienne here, maybe. And then we've got a dead Absan already, and we've been overrun. In spite of having both of those tankish sorts and also the healer there. But okay, alright, I see how that goes. Not really gonna be able to do anything about it with this crew until I can get some people in better condition at the very least. Because, yeah, let's see, those guys are piercers, right? So let's have a look. If we go over here and we sort by piercers. Like I said, it says level, max level, but that doesn't always mean they're up to 60. It can be up to 50 or even up to 40. And still be considered max if you haven't started them up further. So, actually, quite a few of these guys are level 50. Sandy is 35. And I did want to look at Talon again, because I want to look at her skills. Not as familiar with her yet. Haven't used her very much. She's got the Berserker stance. That would be what she was in just then, because she was on the ground. So if she's on a ground tile, then she's in Berserker stance. Reduces attack range and increases base attack interval to 3 seconds. Attacks deal AoE physical damage to enemies in range. Increases block by 3 and max HP by 100%. Increases defense equal to 80% of attack. Attacks have a 20% chance to inflict 10% vulnerability to physical damage. You cannot target airborne units. Talon's class changes to Defender, and she is also considered a platform unit in Guild War. Okay. So, right, yeah, this actually, she does this thing where she restores 5% of their max. Okay, let's read the whole thing. When activated, reduces attack interval by 40% and attack ignores 60% magic resistance. But while she's in Berserker stance, this effect is replaced with increases attack by 40% and all damage reduction by 20%, dispels 1 debuff from the hero every 5 seconds, and when taking direct damage, restores 5% of their max HP for the hero and adjacent allies. So people in a tile beside her also get this effect, which is pretty cool. Alright, but otherwise, she has a pretty good range. All things considered. Ground Stomp. Deals 340% AoE physical damage to 5 enemy targets within 2 rows ahead and knocks them back. During ultimate, the damage range expands and inflicts stun on hit target for 1 second. That's cool. Alright. While in Berserker stance, this effect is replaced with reduces cooldown by 1 second for every 1 time healed, up to 1 time every 2 seconds. Okay, cool. Could not recall the details of what she did. I think that's pretty cool. Alright. So, that being the case, I will simply auto-fight stage 9 here. And we'll do that in the background. Alright. See what else I've got that I need to knock out. It's 12:54, so Barut is going to be refreshing his wares here pretty soon. We've got Brave Conquest over here that's got a huge stamina potion in it. What is that? Immortal Codex. Better check the events real quick and see what's going on. Today's Tuesday. We got the Mystery of Artifact. Participate in Artifact Material Raid to win trophies and redeem rewards. We knew about that. Event sign in. You just sign in and you get rewards, as you might expect. Got the Brave Conquest, Duel of Champions, and Zombie Invasion ongoing. Okay, so Immortal Codex is not active yet then? I'm guessing? Let's see. Go to Events, go to Immortal Codex. Now, it says, the Immortal Codex, a tome of unspeakable evil that imprisoned malevolent demons, has been unsealed. Now, numerous wicked bosses are eagerly awaiting the commander's challenge. And so we're going to go enter. Oh, so yes, we can start this. All right, the Wasteland Titan. This sounds like something I'm going to die at. Let's see. The stars forewarn Aeona, sister of the night, of the awakening of an uncontrollable and mighty Titan. Okay, let's see what the map looks like. Here we have 2 portals surrounded by 6 platforms. I see 2 ground portals from whence the enemies will theoretically come. They've got skeleton executioners, Pharaoh's guards, and sand takers. Let's read about sand takers here. Sand takers have common armor in melee and physical. Monster foe, bodies resurrected and enhanced by necromancy. Wandering in the desert, they bring storms everywhere they go. Okay, sand taker as in they're taking the sand around with them. Sure, okay. I don't see anything particularly dangerous here, but maybe I'm wrong. Let us challenge it. I have no idea where this group of folks originated. Maybe I better look at that map again. I mean, why, for instance, were there only 5 people in the group? It's a question, isn't it? And why is it made up like this? Maybe, I don't know. I'm not sure what the rationale here is. Maybe I did this once upon a time in the long ago times. I have no idea. Also, I'm trying to think this through. What did I see there? 2 portals that we're protecting. 6 platforms, I think. Okay, so we have enough of this. I think it's got a very low, suggested BP is 143,784. So it shouldn't really matter all that much. Let's just toss some things in here. Let's put Wrath in there, and let's see, we need some platform guys, so let's throw in these 2 and see what we're looking at here. Every move you take affects the final result of battle. Well, that's true enough. Well, what do we think these little statues are? Valkyria, with her incredible strength, Aeona and her phantoms can effectively take down high defense monsters in this stage. However, she's currently in the weakened state and cannot attack. You must use a healer to restore Aeona's and her phantom's HP to 100%, so that they can break free from the weakened state and swiftly eliminate the enemies on the battlefield. Well, be aware that Aeona's HP decreases over time, and when it falls below 50%, she'll be in the weakened state again. Well, which one is Aeona, I wonder? Is it the one that we're blinking on, or is it, I assume there's 2 of them? Are they both, I don't know. Always keep an eye on Aeona's HP and deploy more powerful heroes to prevent her from entering the weakened state so we can tackle the imminent threat head on. It's seeming as if I've brought the wrong crew here. I need some more healers. Alright, well, sounds bad. Okay, they're not, are they? Well, heck, I don't know if they're attacking yet or not. Let's go ahead and throw some people out to try to stop them from slaughtering us, if so. And then, I was about Dao Chan to heal them up a bit. Now, the trouble is, how far out can this, can she hit? Do I actually need a second healer? Or can I just kind of try to blow through them like this? I mean, it seems possible that we can just, knock them out. One way to find out. But for future maps involving those statues, I want to keep that in mind. We need some statue healing going on. All right, so let's see here. That went pretty okay. We got 30 diamonds, 10,500 coins, 48 XP potions. Looks like Arrogance did the most damage by a good bit, 3,040,710, followed by Edrin with 538,198, and then it just drops down from there pretty significant. I mean, it was already dropped down with like from him down to Setram, it's halved. From Setram down to Solkadin's, it's like 75%. It's not even 75% of it. No. Yeah. Okay. So, interesting. Stage 2. The desert trembles with unease, and from its depths a terrifying tremor emanates, as if the very earth is on the verge of rupture. So, it looks to me like we've got the same map, but now we have heavy skeleton fighters, golden guard. I think those are the ones that smash into you. Garnet guard. Those are the stone throwers. Pharaoh's Guard, and then of course the Sand Takers. Now those two are from the last map as well. Okay, so we'll go to challenge. And this time, let's see, instead of who, let's see. Maybe. See, what's funny is, well, nah, never mind. I think we'll do, okay. Again, since Arrogance did by far the most, I'll keep Wrath for his pleasure, and then I'll take out Solkadin's, I think, and put in another healer for the other side of the board. And I guess it could be, you know, it could be this girl here. I think her name is Leia. We'll go ahead and bring her along for this. Looks like the suggested BP for this stage is 152,232. We have 152,200 no, I'm sorry, yeah, that's how many we have. We have 417,889. So, well beyond what's needed here. Uruvian says, bring one more healer. There you go. Yeah, you know, gotta go ahead and get that other side while we're at it, in spite of the fact that I don't think it's at all necessary for this. You know, why not? Let's do it. So again, we will throw these guys out here, and then just kind of, I think I'll put Dao Chen here, then we'll put Livian, no, Leia, her name is, over here. And then we can put Setram, I don't know. I really think I don't want him there. I think maybe I want him over there, and just going across like that makes sense to me. So yeah, that seems fine and well. Alright, so the rock throwers have arrived. They can be annoying in the sandstorm levels. I don't know which gear raid that is, but all I know is they can be annoying in that gear raid when they're throwing rocks at your platform guys. I'll note that it is 1:04 a.m. also, so I can definitely go check on Barut after this and see if he has anything fun like some summoning crystals for sale at low prices of 70 diamonds or less. Let's see. I've got for as low as like 30 or 30, maybe 35 before now, which is pretty cool. All right, we got 48 XP potions, 10,500 coins, and 30 diamonds for that. And again, Arrogance is by far leading the damage, followed by Idrin, which, by the way, is at just over a third of the damage of Arrogance. And then it drops down to half of that from Cetrum. It's kind of crazy. Okay, complete that. And then we have stage 3. The long-lost dormant giant is now awakened, plunging the bewildered and desolate gods into boundless outrage. So now I note we only have one platform to protect. They still have 2 platforms ongoing. Probably we only have 1 slot for a defender at this point. So I may as well remove... Probably may as well remove Idrin, and I can replace him with somebody else. We have this heavy skeleton fighter again, the sand taker, the golden guard, and the elite garnet guard in this one. So we'll go to challenge. Let's see what they're looking for. They're looking for 160,680 BP. Still perfectly fine. I'll take out Idrin for this fight just because it seems like a good idea. I think I'm going to... Let's see. Let's think about this for a second. I could just put Idril. She can hit anywhere. That seems like a fine idea. Sure. Let's go like that. Okay, so we'll again have... hold on a second. Maybe I'll put Dao-Chan up there. Let's put Arrogance here for sure. And then, so I could put Dao-Chan here, I could put Dao-Chan there, but I think I'll put Dao-Chan here. And then we need this girl over here somewhere too. I don't know. Maybe actually probably not the best placement one. Hard to say. If I put her there, then I won't have the spread with Cetrum that I did before. And maybe I should have kept Dao-Chan where I had her previously. That may have been the best play, but that's okay. We'll stick Leia like that instead. And then Asia can go over here. And then Cetrum can come here and go across this way. Could have one more out if I didn't have Wrath. But I like having his Lord bonus, and it increases damage by 30% for 30 seconds for his heavy blow when he's out. Additionally, every 3 attacks launched triggers an extra attack to up to 5 enemy units in range, dealing 115% damage. That's when he's out, you can use that and get the ultimate. Otherwise, he's just got that Lord bonus. But I feel like that is sufficient to the task, because increasing Arrogance's damage is a good time. Uruvian says, honestly, you're way overpowered for these fights. Absolutely. Yeah. It's like, I've got like 3 times the BP of what they are suggesting. So I really don't think it's super relevant what I do, or which guys I pick for the most part. Arrogance has 3,269,620 damage there. Next highest is Cetrum, and he's got like a 10th of it. It's crazy. Okay, we got 48 potions, 10,500 gold, and 30 diamonds for that. Next, Aona is determined to shoulder the responsibility of appeasing the Titan. Okay, so again, we have the same kind of layout. We've got heavy skeleton fighters, sand takers, golden guard, and elite garnet guard here. and the recommended BP is 169,128. So it's the same kind of situation as Aruvian mentions, not particularly difficult. He says, Moonton made it that way. I think so. You'll get to the main challenge fight. Yeah, I would imagine, just so that everybody has a chance to make it, no matter what stage of the game that they're in. You know, that they can get through here. Makes sense to me. All right, so nonetheless, it's good to kind of, I don't know, I feel like it's always a good idea to think about where you're placing people, whether you actually need to or not. I think it's kind of just a good habit to be in. Which is nice because I'm not having to deal with these fellas running into me and killing my fighters. That's never any fun. It would be kind of cool if the BP scaled to the BP of your characters, right? Or I mean, maybe even doing it like some of the heroes visits, where all of your guys are at max for the fight itself. That's essentially the same thing as scaling, only your gear wouldn't really necessarily affect it, and that way everyone could be, could have an equal opportunity to get through the stages leading up to the final guy. Hergian says you would do the same to your storyline fights. Yes, I would. I would prefer if it scaled. All right, we've got victory here. 48 potions, 10,500 gold, and 30 diamonds for that. Stats look pretty much the same as before, except with the addition of Etril doing some damage in there from that ultimate we fired off. Okay, now, Sands of Wrath, that was. Now we're at Wasteland Titan, Boss Inferno. This is where the actual fight is for us, and probably this is where I'll get slaughtered. Okay, the damage inflicted by the Wasteland Titan is accompanied by a debuff that reduces healing received, which can be dispelled. Okay. Dispelling, alright. I don't know. I gotta think about who I have that dispels. Only Aona can deal significant damage to the Wasteland Titan who boasts high defense. It is immune to all debuffs and crowd control effects. Boss Rush Enhancement. Aona gains skill enhancements. All heroes gain increased rage regen. Well, this is curious, isn't it? It's like a healer battle. We're trying to heal Aona. What does the map look like here? We have all of the Aona statues in the world, it seems. That's interesting. Okay. So we just need a large number of healers. Is that all? Weird. Okay. Is there any... There's no soul shard to protect, it seems. Wasteland Titan says the Wasteland Titan's attack will gradually increase after entering the boss rush phase. Titan's Punch deals high physical damage one time to Aona and inflicts one stack of anti-healing effect. We don't like anti-healing effect, I'm pretty sure. Roar of Sins deals high physical damage 3 times consecutively to all targets and inflicts one stack of anti-healing effect. Divine Being becomes immune to all debuffs and dots. Control immunity, immune to all crowd control effects except slow. Amidst the vast expanse of endless yellow sand, resembling an unfathomable ocean, humans appear minuscule in comparison. Deep within the desert, within a realm of ruins, roams a towering giant in silence. This colossal being, once revered and divine, has gradually lost its nobility and divinity due to the absence of followers. Hence the Terry Pratchett guts. Consumed by boundless emptiness, its sacred soul rages uncontrollably. The guilt of failing to protect its people shall accompany this giant until the end of time. Ah, Arubian says Nidan and Nia and Nisandi, I think is what you're saying. Sandy can dispel, yeah. And Arubian says of the healers that I know you have. Basically, you need to keep the statues alive. Right, that's what I gathered, yeah. It's just what it appears from this. So I think we've also got Hollow. So I mean, I can throw some healers at it for sure. So let's see what we've got to work with. Let's go to challenge. And then what I'm going to do is just sort by healers, and then we're going to just take out everybody but Dao Chan and see what we have here remaining. Okay. I like Leia. She's going to boost Dao Chan. That seems like a good play, right? Now, as you mentioned, Nasandi has the Dispel, which is nice. Another one that has a Dispel, though, is this unlikely fellow over here. I think his name is Aaron. I primarily know that he has a Dispel. Pretty sure that's a thing with him. We've got room for plenty, so we've got, I think this girl here was pretty good. Miss Andy, obviously. This other fella here, what's his name? Vortex. He does like a shield thing, which could come in handy potentially. I'm not really sure. I haven't done enough, but let's see what we've got here. If I knew all of these guys' ranges a little bit better, it would help. But there's another potential here because Lightlock is... I don't know much about Lightlock. I've only really used him in the faction trials. He does a good job. Rubian says Midan, not Aaron. Who's Midan? Which one is that? Is that, wait, is it this girl? I don't know this girl. Maybe it's this level 29 girl. Let me look. Does she have a thing? Is this her? This is her, okay. Let's see what her skills are. Again, I've only used her, I think, in a faction trial. I don't really know anything about her. Heals all allies in range for 90% base healing every 2 seconds, lasting for 10 seconds. Oh, she has a Dispel. Yes, definitely then. Alright, she has a Dispel. We like that. It dispels all debuffs from all allies in range. The first healing. Cool. That's her ultimate. Good to know. That's actually really neat. That's Holy Baptism. Then we've got an AoE heal, grants HP-based healing to 3 allies in range. And Holy Shelter. The healed targets will be applied with defense increase, which is defense plus 10%, lasting for 4 seconds. Interesting. Very interesting. I guess to throw some gear on her, probably. And maybe... Let's see who else needs some gear. Looks like Hollow. No, this guy's name's Vortex. He needs some gear on him, too. Just throw some on. There we go. Oh, probably artifacts and stuff, too. Increases AoE healing effect by 3 for every 1 allied unit in range, stacking up to 4 times. That seems fine and well. Wonder who else I'm missing things on. Maybe I got all the stuff on all the rest of these. It looks okay so far. Alright, now we can use, we've got room for one more, and if it's all healers... Oh yeah, there it is. Okay, and she definitely needs, looks like an artifact on. Each basic attack launched has a chance to equal to 10% of crit rate to trigger 1 additional heal. Whatever, that's fine. Alright, now, looking at their levels, we could probably do to level somebody up a little bit before going into this fight. How about we max out Miss Sandy a little bit more? Sure. Let's do that. And we can start up Miss Sandy. Why not? Why not? Might need that dispel at some point. Can you skill up me down a little? Yeah, I think I can. It looked like I had a little bit of extra XP there. Not too much, but a little bit. Got her up to level 50, or no, level 40 rather. It's not too bad. Is this me done? No, this is Iona. Is this me done? This is me done. Alright, me done. Let's upgrade you a bit too. Why not? Level 40 seems fine. Starring up, sure. We've got plenty of those things. Let's do it. Alright, so we've started them up a little, we've leveled them up a little. They're not great and grand, but they may be sufficient to the task to at least test this out and see where we're at and what I'm doing, whether I want to switch people out or whether I'm happy with it as is. I need to do more with my healers. I've been using Dao Chan, and then I find that this one is very good. This Leia does pretty well as well. She's not bad. Okay, so, and primarily it's just such a good Lord buff. Increases faction teams members' basic attributes by 15%, and then periodically increases faction team members' damage and healing bonus by 50% for 20 seconds. The more faction allies there are on the team, the more frequently it takes effect. When any faction team members heal, their damage will increase by 25% for 10 seconds, which is super awesome. It's not going to matter in here, because obviously all that matters is keeping these guys alive for in here, the statues, so it's not going to matter in that regard. But let's go ahead and look. So it suggests 202,000, we have 257,661. Alright, now, being pretty unfamiliar with a good number of these, we'll see how it goes. Alright, so first we have out this, I guess just this one, right? Now, she doesn't do any dispels, but this one here does do some dispels. So, what if I put her here facing up so she can hit that one and dispel, as well as doing some heals, right? We have, who else does dispels? We know Sandy does some spells and some dispels. I don't know if my words are coming across well or not, but I think we could perhaps put her here facing up and cover that end of things. Who else does dispels? I don't know if this one does anything like that. And this guy, I know that he's good for, like, I think maybe we could put him here, or maybe, yeah, I don't know. Start there. And since I have no idea what I'm doing, it seems like there's a possibility. Maybe we do okay. Who knows? I'm assuming that these other statues come alive at some point, and maybe I'm way off on that. But we'll see. What does this do? Heals all allies, base healing. First healing, that's the one that does the dispels whenever she heals. That's me done. Does that. When triggered, increases the hero's healing multiplier by 10%, immediately heals all allies in range one time and dispels all debuffs. So her ultimate does a dispel. Now, what is this? What does this one have on? Immune to all debuffs and cannot be dispelled. Now, I suppose that there's Aona, and she currently has what on her? I don't know. Don't know how to tell. How do I know when she needs to be dispelled? No idea. Oh, look, overall statistics. That's always fun. Okay, so we've had some shields and whatnot on. I could use one of these dispels in case it's needed. Who knows? Let's try it. Maybe it'll give us some healing. It did. Alright, so that's one way to find out. It's going down and it's hardly going up. Time to use a dispel. My assumption is that these guys are going to start dying and then other ones are going to activate. But that's just a guess on my part. I don't actually have any idea. How far out does this one hit? Okay, so she hits out a good little ways. Could put her here, and she'd hit a couple. Don't know if that's needed, so I'm just gonna keep her right there for now. And so, things, okay, so now they've all started, I guess they all activated during that. Let's put that one down. Who do we have on which side? Okay, he's on the left, right, left. Okay. Right. Where's she at? She's down there. But on the left side, I think. Had one of the healers go down. Who is that? That's Leia followed. Ooh, Dao Chan. That's too bad. It's not going swimmingly. Doesn't look well at all. But, you know, I'll take it. It's an A rating for the first time. Hey, not too bad, I guess. Alright, so we got a score on the board at least, right? Let's go to next. We go to stats. Looks like obviously the Aeonas in question did all of the damage, right? But let's sort by healed. And Dao Chan got number 1 on the healing, followed by Leia, then one of the Aeonas, interestingly. And then it looks like Midan after that, I think. Yes, okay. This guy, Vortex, right? Vortex, Sandy, Leia, and then another Aeona. How odd. Okay. So, what's the takeaway? The takeaway is the low man on the totem pole was that Lily, I think her name is. Lily didn't do wonderfully at healing. Then again, I did not put Lily out until the end of she was the final placement that I made. She was very, very low on it. Rubian says, well, for first time you did great. Maybe it's the teacher. The teacher. Oh my goodness, I had a teacher, I didn't even know. All right. Let's see. I think definitely okay. So again, like I said, Lily wasn't out at first. I don't really think she did that badly for the amount of time that she was out. That being said, a lot of these other people weren't really activated right away either, simply because they were outside of the range of anything that needed healing. Up until the I can't remember what it's called, but the point at which all of the statues activated. Up until then, I don't think that any. Well, okay, there were a few of them that were being able to heal prior to that, and of course, Dao Chen being one of them. So yeah, I don't know. Well, I'll definitely have to look into it again because I think that I could certainly improve it. For one thing, I need to increase the levels for some of these guys. They're just I don't know that I have. Yeah, they're not exactly set up for doing anything uh, like level 40 for a couple of them, as you know, but also, you know, I don't know how much they have in the way of like their skill enhancements and things like that either. So, yeah, they definitely could be, no doubt. Emotions, yeah, probably need those on different people. Might, I don't have to look into these guys and see where they're at. Maybe I will do that soonish. Rubian says basically there are 6 statues, even keeping them obviously. Yeah, I get that. I understand. you know, you obviously also have to keep alive your own guys, but you know, keeping them alive is one part of it, and the rest of it is dispelling those debuffs or buffs, if you want to call them that. Either way, yeah, I get the point there. All right, so not too shabby, all things considered. My inexperience notwithstanding. Alright, we have here 261 XP potions and 10 agility insignia 3s from the backbone right there. So, do I have anything? No, I don't have anything over there to claim, but I do have Borud over here, who is happily without anything I want to buy from him, really. So, with that in mind, I will refresh again for another 500, and also get nothing that I'm interested in once more. However, I can just go ahead and get this Lancer fellow here who's 20% off. Pretty garbage. There's only 800 coins, and we'll get, I think we'll get 10,000 coins for buying something from the black market. So it would probably behoove me to do that, but I'm not going to. I'm going to go ahead and refresh for 500 and hope for a crystal bat right there. A rare summoning crystal. It's exactly what I wanted for 70 diamonds. Rugen says when the bar above their head goes purple, it means they need a dispel. Oh, purple. I didn't know they were colored. I didn't get an A rating my first time. He says you did great considering. Oh, cool. I'm going to actually make a note of that so that I remember next time I do it. Because, again, color is not a thing I'm very good with. Like I said, I'm not really colorblind. Like I can, if I concentrate, if I like focus, then I can pay attention. But I don't notice color, if that makes sense. So, when the bar above their heads goes purple, it means they need dispelled. Turns purple. Is that often the case? Like, if you're playing... How do you know if someone needs a dispel normal? Like, is there a visual element to it? Say in other fights as well, or is this particular to this fight? We got this guy here who's got like 51,000. His monsters 194,010, which means that he has somebody in his group who's going to be just massively better than the rest of his group most of the time. In this case, it doesn't mean that because what he has is hollow, and he's just. I think when they do this, they're just. I don't know if it's an accident, but I think maybe they're just throwing the fight, and I'm not sure. I guess maybe. No, I can't imagine why. On the one hand, it's like maybe they're trying to get more people to attack them, but why would they get more people to attack them when they don't get a benefit? Because you only get a benefit, I think, if you win when people attack you. Iridian says, we'll rerun that fight again in auto, then watch the bar above the statue's head, and you'll see what I'm talking about, and it's free, it won't cost anything. Right. Yeah, nothing but time, right? Okay, so we got the win on that. Stats are, I mean, obviously the only thing that hit anything was arrogance. So arrogance obviously therefore topped the damage at 649,872. That was, by the way, that was Marinee or Marinee. Marinee? Who knows? With 51,736 BP. Irvian says, yes, people purposely do that in arena so they can climb back up. Okay, so they're dropping their rankings, is what they're doing. And then when they get beaten enough, they go back up. Is that the way? And then why would they want to climb back up? What's the benefit to dropping down and then climbing up? Is it just to be able to win arena fights? Like maybe they've gotten to a point where they can't beat anybody, so they drop down, and then now you'll do that anyway though if you lose enough times. Oh, that's weird. All right, so we got 3 arena coins, 8 Duel of Champions points, and 5 auto fight attempts. Maybe just so that they don't have to keep using their arena permits to drop. Maybe. Normally, I find that if they have a low BP, but their monsters have a high BP, that's because the person in their group, or they, if they have a full group and it's like that, then like there'll be one person who's outstanding, and that raises the BP of the monsters. And there's an advantage, I think, from that, because then you can put out your one guy who's much higher BP than the others. I don't know. It's pros and cons. All right, let's see. We've got this guy here, Wunschkind. So Wunschkind does 325,465 BP. We'll give him a go. Mine says that I have 331,731, but I think I actually have 323,000 some odd with this group. We'll look. No, I really do have. Oh, yeah, that's right. I reset this one. So this really is 331,316. Good job, me. I think I did that last night, as a matter of fact. Totally forgot about it. Oh, yes, right. What do they have over there? They've got Nezah. Nezah is very good. Red Lotus Revenge he has. Apparently this is a boy, by the way. Nezah, male. Interesting. When activated, increases attack by 60% and expands attack range to create Wind Fire Whirl, lasting for 30 seconds. When the ultimate ends, deals up to 300% AoE damage to up to 10 enemy targets in range based on the number of weapon switches performed during the ultimate. I don't know exactly what it means, because I don't have Nezah. So I don't know what weapon switches are, but I assume it's something that Nezah does during the fight in some other skill. Here we have Emerald. That is, I think that's Dao Chan's. Either Dao Chan or no, not Dao Chan. The other one. I can always get these names confused. Anora. It's Anora's lover, Emerald. He has Frozen Tempest. When activated, ascends into the air, expanding attack range and reducing block to 0. Basic attack now turns into Frost Breath, dealing 180% AoE magic damage to the target and the surrounding enemies, hitting up to 8 enemies and inflicting 1 stack of Winter's Bite on them. Allies within the talent range receive freeze immunity during the effect duration. Alright, so we've got that one. Then we've got Alicia down here. I don't know Alicia. She has Thunder's Bind, casts 1 lightning orb at the enemies. After that, basic attack will additionally deal 60% true damage based on the hero's attack. Then there's Pelagios with Poseidon's Fury. Attacks 1 enemy in range, dealing 600% AoE magic damage to up to 10 nearby enemies, and inflicting 3 stacks of Radiant Erosion on the main target. And then we can't read anymore, because it has declared victory for us. Let's see here. Realm Ruler says, "Hey, Agan, get it. She's great. What does it mean? Hey, Agan, get it. I don't know. Alright, stats. Looks like that was Wunschkind with 325,465 BP. Top damage was Arrogance at 13,825,300. Followed by Nezah at 12,281,000. Now the next highest is an incredible drop. So you see that Nezah and Arrogance came out very, very close in time, and yet, their damage was not too far off. Arrogance did more. And I don't know about the group that he's using, because I don't know any of those people, except I have some vague idea of Enoch. But I do know that I was boosting Arrogance, and that's how he got as high as he did with having my Nightmare guys out there. So that increases his attack speed and that boosts him up. I don't know that they had anything boosting me, so I don't know if they did or did not. But the key point is that those guys were out first. And after those two, the damage drops down to Edrin at 7,642,400. And the difference is pretty stark because it's over half of what Arrogance did, but it's not a lot over half of what Arrogance did. And then so for it to drop down after that to 3,550,000 with whoever that chick is with the fancy headpiece, that's pretty significant drop there, I would say. Anyway, moving on. We got 3 arena coins, 8 Duel of Champions points, and 5,000 Hero XP potions for that. Okay, I think that's the most I can do there. I know that Irivian was wanting me to go back and auto run the battle. Let's first, looks like we've got 40 stamina at the moment. Let's go claim some stuff. We've got Duel of Champions to claim. That gives us 170 something points, gives us 4-star psychic power. Now we're up to 184 points. And the next one is in 6 points at 100 damage. You get different amounts depending on how well you do in the battles. So if I at least tie, then I'll have enough for the next thing on this next fight that I do. If I win, then I would get over. If I lose, obviously I wouldn't get enough. This ends in 18 minutes, so that is a bit of a shame right there. Because I'm, again, 6 points away. Let's see if we got any arena permits in here, maybe. We got an auto fight attempt, but no arena permit. We got 3 mithril, 1 diamond, 6 stamina, 2,550 XP potions, and 2,650 coins for that. Alright, hop out of there. What else might I have of note? We've got the Gold Dragon Pass over here with the daily quest. Make one purchase in the black market of the Dwarven Association for 200 Gold Dragon tokens. On quests, we have level up hero 3 times, giving us 1 stamina potion sample. And make one purchase in the black market of the Dwarven Association gave us 10,000 gold. Very nice. Okay, so we could wait for a refresh in 4 minutes, and that would probably be the right way to go here on the arena stuff, and I'll still be able to get that last piece there. But hey, what's in this idle rewards? Haha, we have some here. Very nice. Let us click this. We got 10 quick clear tickets, 2 insignia of mages, 2 arena permits, 3 auto fight attempts, and 1 huge stamina potion there. Okay, with all those things, we can then go back to the arena. Now we have some arena permits. What we don't have is the ability to refresh. However, I could go lose to a couple of people real fast, and that would still fit the bill. I think I'll wait. I'll go ahead to the next round of these because I have enough time that I can just as well lose to the ones on the next screen as I can to this one. So again, we have 16 minutes before time, and we only have 3 minutes and 51 seconds on the refresh. So yeah, that seems perfectly fine. Let's go over to, actually, let's start some Oracle trial stuff on the artifact material raids. Go ahead and start some of these in the background. And then I shall go back out of here and head over to the events tab, zombie invasion, and I'm not even going to give this a full run at all. I'm going to just do some quick things, but I'm really probably going to end it soon because I want to get the I want to get those arena fights in. So we're going to try to go with light and dark, but again, if I don't it's not going to go fast enough for me to really give this any kind of a good run goal. I find that light and dark works very well with the potion tools, which is what I currently have equipped on this one. However, you don't get the refreshes that you do with other things. It diminishes the amount of things like that you get. And see, like, I'm trying to make it go, trying to force it into the light and dark. And it's just like, nah, it's no fun, guys. So, couldn't quite do it, ran out of refreshes. So, what shall I do here? We don't have the blazing bolt, and that is the one that matters really kind of the most, I would say. So we got some stuff that'll do AoE in there. Let's do some single shot physical. But regardless, at about 148, I'm going to end this, and won't be very far into it at that point. And then that way I can go and do the next arena stuff. Seems like the best way to do that. In the meanwhile, I'm just going to basically be selecting the things that definitely stat. So stuff that increase things, stuff that, like if it says expands, that's the same as increases. Irvian says, how about a couple of storylines? Or try to push on gear rate to get 18 beat. No. Can't do that right now. Gotta try to focus here. So I only have a few more minutes. I like to try to get the dailies done. I like those extra rewards, they're nice. I understand that I should get through the storyline at some point. I mean, I've got a couple of those Volca soul stones or whatever, and I don't have a Volca, so it would make sense probably too. I don't know. It feels feels like bullying, right? It's like I'm beating up on these little guys. It's I don't know. Like you said earlier, I really do wish that it would kind of scale to where you're at on the VP. And I understand that not everybody would like that, but I don't know, maybe you could have an option, right? Like maybe you could get some benefits or something by having it scale if you're overpowered. I don't know. Feels like you could do something like that. Alright, it is now 148, and that means I'm going to quit this battle. That'll give me the auto fight rewards still, even though I'm not doing it. But we successfully reached the wave 11, and just so you know, piercing shot actually did the most damage of this grouping that I had, followed by spring of sticks, then tornado, then lightning chain. I find that lightning chain is often very good utility. Quests, challenge 1 time daily during the event got us 10 autofight attempts, and challenging 3 times during the event got us 1 huge stamina potion. Let's close out of there, and then head back over to the arena real quick. Refresh this sucker. How about 277,462 BP guy? That is Kuchigrok or something like that. Didn't go with that. Okay, and the monster BP is the same as his, 277,462. So let's go ahead and auto fight there. Alright. Okay, here we have Valise with Veil of Deceit. Summon 3 Serpentine Spirits in attack range, lasts permanently. Serpentine Spirits will support other attacking summoned units on the field after stopping attacks for 4 seconds. Now what I see here is that there's 3 little demon dudes. We also have Neza with Red Lotus Revenge. When activated, it increases attack by 60% and expands attack range to increase wind to create Windfire Whirl, lasting for 30 seconds. When the ultimate ends, deals up to 300% AoE damage to up to 10 enemy targets in range based on the number of weapon switches performed during the ultimate. And then Comet. I see him pretty often in Arena. He has Festering Curse. Each attack does 400% AoE damage lasting for 20 seconds. Cool. Rubian says, see, she's AoE. Who's AoE? You mean Valise? Yeah. I get it. I don't have her leveled up yet. Dao Chen has Lover's Requiems, which is between basically DPS mode and healing mode. We could comment Nocturne. I have Nocturne. Nocturne has Impure Wings. The cool part about Nocturne is he has, like, I think it's called like True Damage or True Strike or something like that. He basically cuts through things, defenses and whatnot. So he has Impure Wings. In an expanded attack range, each attack launch deals magic damage equal to 180% plus 220 extra magic damage, lasting for 25 seconds. Urgen says not yet. Like that. I must not realize what we're talking about right now. Not yet like that. Okay. Stats here. Huchi Igrok at 277,462 BP. Looks like the top damage on the board was Arrogance at 11,518,000, followed by Neza. And again, note that this is the second time just during this streaming session that Neza and Arrogance have been out at almost the same time. And Neza and Arrogance have done very, very similar amounts of damage. Now, in this case, the stage monsters BP were higher in relation to Neza's group BP there than for Arrogance. For Arrogance they were lower, for Neza they were higher. So that's something to keep in mind as well. Police did 9,703,490, very good showing. That's more than Edrin rather, because Edrin did 8,317,490. Very cool. Urgian says Valise not leveled. I like that. Yeah, Valise I think is not leveled, yeah, I believe. And Arabian says, and yes, I really hope you get a Neza. At some point, perhaps, but I've not managed it yet. Okay, so we have 3 arena coins, 8 Duel of Champions points, and 5,000 gold for that. Let's see what else we have here. Okay, the next lowest guy we can go up against is F2P. But first, let's hop out and go to the Oracle's Trial and pick up whatever we have here as our reward, which is 20 diamonds. Then we go over there and we go over to events, and down at the Game of Champions, we have 100 more diamonds, and I am not sad about that. Now, we can win 1 or we can lose 2, and either way, we'll get this epic skill crystal. Seems like a good plan to me. So, well, first, let's claim this background thing right here. 9,240 gold, 1,500 XP potions, 10 flawless meteorites, 27 mithril, 60 mystery of artifacts trophies, and 60 brave conquest points for those fights there. Okay, now we're gonna head back into the arena and see if we can throw ourselves against some walls a bit. Either head into the wall, stuff like that. Alright, so F2P has 361,841 BP. Note they also have some guys I recognize here actually. I see Neza. that they probably would put out first, but not necessarily, because there's also this other girl over here whose name I can never remember. It might be Valkyra. That might be her name, or it might be Volara. It's a V name. This V name chick here, number 3 in the Etuketka series, is a very good high damage lady, I think. A person, at least. And she moves forward like 3 spaces and she does all this damage. It's pretty cool. Then they also have this guy here on the right of her, or the left rather, sorry. And his name is Ajax, and I've seen him and he's massive damage. He's very, very good at that killing things thing. And then the guy on the far left is that spider guy. It's like Ezereth or something like that. And Ezereth, or whatever his name, is also very good. So I think that they have a team filled with good players. I don't know if they have a lot of synergy. I don't know enough about these guys to say. I do know that Ajax he's like, I think they call it like nameless or something like that, clanless. I don't know. He doesn't have a faction, so he like can be a member of any faction. It's pretty cool. I don't have Ajax, but I have a little bit of Ajax envy, perhaps. I don't know. He's pretty good. He's a platform dude. Anyway, that's what I know about him. See him occasionally. So, what I'm going to do by attacking this is probably get demolished. Let's do it. Alright, auto fight. I only need to get demolished twice and I can get that crystal. Ah, Rubian says Volara, so that's talking about the chick who can move forward. Alright, let's see what we got here. Gonna say Naza. Nope, it's Volara first. Alright, Volara. She has wings of Pegasus. Can choose and move to a deployable tile within 3 tiles. Removes invisibility state. Increases attack range and deals 260% AoE damage to 10 enemy targets with each attack. Additionally, the talent inflicts enhanced slow. Now they've put out Ezereth next. Interesting choice. Ezereth has Void Ripper. He switches between the World Destroyer mode and the World Devourer mode. I, again, am uncertain what that means. What I do know is he does a lot of damage. Following that, they stuck out Ajax. He has Destructive Breath. Deals 180% AoE damage to up to 10 enemy targets per second for 5 seconds, and inflicts burning. Very good, and I lose. That's what that means. Not quite yet. Alright, we've got another wave before loss. Alright. I was trying to see if they were going to put anybody else out. Oh wait, I think there is somebody there, and I didn't get to click on them. Alright, so that was Ketka with 361,841 BP. So, top damage overall was Arrogance, 5,380,990, followed by Volara, I believe we determined her name was, at 4,748,190, and then close on the heels of that was Idrin, 4,588,090 BP, and then our opponent had the Ezereth, I think his name is, and Ajax, both in the mid 3 millions. So, very cool. Okay. Arubian says, got some more cinnamon roll coffee tonight. This time, I have peppermint mocha coffee. So, there's that. We got 3 arena coins and 4 duel of champion points for that. I mean, I feel like I could have been slaughtered worse. I don't feel too terrible about how that went, honestly. Next, we will bash our head against 373,933 VP fellow named Starscream. Not Starscream. Definitely not a Transformer. Certainly a... I don't know, this looks like a skull mug. I'm feeling like... Maybe those are swords. Who knows? Hard to say. Click buttons. Auto fight. All right. He has Valora as well, and Nazar, and Dachan, and Enora, and Beelzebub. I know all of those characters. That's crazy. But I don't know what Beelzebub does. I just know that Beelzebub exists and that people often use him in Arena. So they throw out Nazar first, which I find is a good choice. Nazar has Red Lotus Revenge, and it just slaughters. It slaughters fast. You can stick her out fast, and she slaughters fast. Or he, rather. Very good choice, I think. When activated, increases attack by 60% and expands the attack range to create Windfire Whirl, lasting for 30 seconds. When the ultimate ends, deals up to 300% AoE damage to up to 10 enemy targets in range based on the number of weapon switches performed during the ultimate. Then we have Beelzebub. It's corrupted swarm. During the ultimate, applies AoE damage reduction to cultist allies within the skill range and summons putrid flies. Putrid flies generates a powerful vortex that pulls up to 10 nearby enemies toward its center with 2 times strength and inflicts slow on them. The vortex lasts for 5 seconds. We also have Gao Chan, and they have her in DPS mode. That's what that little red fog is. There's a red fog with her, and there's a blue fog with her. And the blue one does healing, the red one does DPS. And it's very hard to see anything when she's out, if you're me, because this fog is very large, and the fog is all encompassing. And so when she's out in either mode, really, it's very difficult to see what's going on around her. It's very annoying. I wish we could turn off those sorts of effects personally. But I don't know what to say. They're not all about it. So, stats. Nazar did the most damage with 6,829,110, followed by Arrogance. And that's very big difference here. And this is the difference between when things are lower VP than what you guys are or equal to versus when the monsters have much higher VP than your guys do. Because you'll notice that the last couple of times I was against Nazar, Arrogance did at least equivalent damage to Nazar during the same amount of time. But when the VP of the monsters is significantly higher, then of course all of your guys do significantly less damage to them. So, something again just to keep in mind when you're foolishly bashing your head against people much higher than you. Alright. Then we got Edrin at 2,886,090, followed by Valara at 2,514,700. Beelzebub and Wrath, of course, did not do very much, nor were either of them. Well, you know, I think Beelzebub may have been out running longer, but okay, then we've got the arena points, 3 of them we got for that battle there. And ran out of time on more of those for that because I think that challenge ended 3 minutes ago now. Okay, so we've refreshed on things, and current challenge has changed to single target DPS. Looks like whatever my team is for this is 378,238 BP. Let's see, 378,000, huh? Well then, let's try Rostaman. We're gonna say it's Rostaman for, let's see, what is it? How are we going to interpret this name? I like Rostaman, and it's like, what does the rest of it mean? 4IK is, okay, Rostaman for what? What's IK? Any thoughts? Rostaman for IK, Not sure. Alright, let us attack this guy here. Okay, this looks like the group I've got. That's fine. I'm not picky about it. So we actually have 360,553 in this group. Ukrainian? Ah, I see. So why would it be? Okay, I see that they have the Ukrainian flag thing there. So then why would they be Rostaman or okay? I don't know. Perhaps. I don't know. Gotta I gotta think on that one and pay some attention. Oh, what I was not doing is telling you guys what's on the board. That looks like Sun Wukong. It is Sun Wukong. He's very good too. Splitting hairs deals 100% damage 18 times to one enemy, I think. And basically, he also brings out a few clones. He's very good. Alright, so we got the victory on that. That was Rostaman IK. Rostaman 4 IK, perhaps. For, he had 392,153. And let's see, next, like the highest damage was Xena with 2,416,960, followed by, that's Vorn. I recognize him. I don't have Vorn, but he's very nice. He's like a poison guy, I think. And he's 1,978,790, followed by Arrogance at 1,671,190. And then Sun Wukong at 1,663,460. Arabian says, I believe you can click the flag and see what country they're from. No, I mean, Ukraine makes sense for that. And yeah, it is. Okay, cool. Because of the yellow and the blue. But what I mean is, like, what is the 4IK? I wonder. I don't know. Rossman 4IK. Uncertain. But yeah, maybe it is, I'm not sure. Meaningful in that, Alright, so we got 3 arena coins and 1 arena permit for that fight. Next on the list of possibles, I could refresh, but I don't know that I necessarily want to do that. I only have 1 more fight. I guess I may as well refresh for 1 more fight. Why not? Okay, so we'll go against this one here. That name is in Cyrillic, which is, you know, that's Russian. So yeah, and then Ukraine is also their country, which makes sense. All right, so 312,058 is the BP there, and we can see some of these people I recognize. So that first person is the chick with the headdress, and I feel like she did pretty good damage when I've seen her before. The next one in the line is Lynx, which I don't know what Lynx does exactly, but it seems to be pretty good stuff. Silas is next. I see him a lot in the arena. The next one here, I don't know who she is, but I've seen her fairly often. And then there's the demon girl, who I think of, what is it they call it in D&D? There's like a demon chick in D&D. And I feel like this girl here looks similarly to that. Arabian says Lynx is terrible. I don't know. I've never, like I said, I don't have her. I see her used a lot. I assume it's a her because there's pink and stuff going on. I don't know. I've seen a lot of people use it. Okay, so we shall auto fight this person and see how it goes. I didn't check to see what the stage BP was, like before. That's okay. I was gonna do the fight regardless. Alright, so what are we gonna draw here? Looks like they're starting with Zalitsu. Zalitsu is the demon girl I mentioned. Will of Hegemony. When triggered, deals 300% extra damage in a larger range for 30 seconds, inflicting burning every time the hero attacks. And that's all I could tell you, because apparently that was that. So that was this dude here at 312,058. didn't get to see any other folks. Now, for the stats, Xena topped the DPS at 1,097,340. And looks like Salitu was next with 792,386. They had also, looks like, managed to get out a couple more people before the end approached, or before the end came. I suppose it approached, but it wasn't there yet. So those must have all been fairly low cost people to be able to get out that many that quickly, I think. But anyway, very interesting. We got 3 arena coins and 5,000 XP potions for that. Okay, we're all out of arena tokens now, arena permits. Let's get out of here. That was Styx amulet. Got our sign in. Lots of pop-ups coming because it's a new day out there, right? So we got the fortune pack on offer. That's got 15 rare summoning crystals, 500 stamina, and 300,000 gold for 499 W gold. We got King Hearts visiting in Hero's Visit. Stout wall of Northern Justice, leader of the North Throne, capable of chilling enemies to the bone. So, interesting. Alright, let's check on Beirut since we're here. Nothing too enticing there. However, we will check on the harbor. We got a deep sea pearl, we got 30 island sun tuna, and we got 30 golden pineapples there. And I'm going to come over here and check and see what we actually need. Looks like we have one of each of the rares, which, by the way, guys, I've discovered recently that if you click on one of these, in addition to having the little number of each thing you have at the bottom, and you can click these plus and minuses, which is what I was doing to see what I needed and what I didn't previously. I was told that up at the top, above all of these recipes, you can actually just see how many of each thing you have for that recipe. So you don't have to do all this like so. You can just look and hey, that's your ingredients. There you go. All right. But the takeaway is that it doesn't matter which thing I go for. So I'll go ahead and keep going for the thing I was, which are those deep sea pearls or whatever they're called there. And then these have begun to accumulate. It'll take a while before they get there, so it'll be probably, if you want to call it tonight or tomorrow night. I like to refer to it as tomorrow night because I'm going to sleep between now and then. But let's say in like 20 hours or so is probably when I will collect on that, but we'll see. Okay. So, I think I probably ought to get to bed at this point. It's 2:13 a.m. That seems like a good idea. However, it was a pleasure streaming with all of you and chatting with all of you. And sorry that I didn't get any progress on the storyline. Maybe someday soon. Who knows? We'll see. I will steel myself to do that. But for now, I'm going to try to get some sleep. If you're not following me yet, be sure to follow me and turn on notifications so that you can see it next time I go live. Hopefully, I'll see you all then. Have a good night.